Today I'll be talking about a user time API, an important API if you want to measure performance in your JavaScript apps. In this lesson, we'll use a package called perf-marks to improve our dev experience in isomorphic projects. That means we will have the same usage between front-end and back-end applications. But first, let's understand more the user time API. That's the documentation for Performance API on MDN website. It explains more about the available methods, usage, and it has some examples as well. Let's play with examples by opening Chrome DevTools. We have the DevTools open. Let's create a mark and initiate the mark by calling performance.mark method and passing the mark name we created. Now we can create another one using the same approach but having the mark name with the suffix -end. This code will be wrapped in two set timeouts to simulate some delay on our function that can be related to something like process operation or even API call that took a long time to respond. Last but not least, we can call performance.measure method, passing three values: the name of the marker we create when we started the function, and the other one we created to track the end of the function. After that, we can create a console.log and get the measure information by calling performance.getEntriesByType and pass measure as a parameter for this function. The result will be an array with the performance measure with duration, entry type, name, and start time. The Performance API has a pretty good browser support for front-end projects, and you can check that on Can I Use website. This website shows the API support by browsers and versions, which is really helpful. Now let's check how it works on the backend side. In Node.js, the API integration is totally different. Let's see how that works. In our terminal, I will create a folder called performance-API and add a file called perf-node.js. Now it's time to open the file with Visual Code and let's have some fun. In Node.js, the support is available via perf-hooks package, so you need to import performance and performance observer from perf-hooks as your first step. Now we can create a variable to store the name for the mark we'll be using in our code and create a performance observer that will listen for performance.measure calls. In the observer, we can read the value for the marker by calling list.getEntries function, find the specific value based on the name for the mark, and destroy the observer by calling disconnect function. We can start the observer by calling observer function and define which type of data should be collected by passing measure as entry type in the method. Apart from that, the dev experience will be the same. So we need to create a marker to the start, another one to the end, and compare in the same way we did in our front-end example. As a result, we'll have an object with similar values as we had in our front-end code. For a better dev experience between front-end and back-end apps, we can use a package called perf-marks. This package is a lightweight and elegant solution, helping us to integrate the user time API in our projects and has some real examples explaining how to integrate that in our repositories. The first example we will see is a front-end component called Nginx skeleton loader. We can go to the components examples, open our DevTools, select the Performance tab, and record the page. So when we reload the page, we can collect all the metrics we need and check the profile data for timing. As you can see, the component shows the time that took for the skeleton to be loaded on the page, which is around 6 seconds. It is really useful and you can send the data for any analytics platform that you like, or you can just use for debug and for measurement purposes. For run the code on the backend, we can go to NPM website and run it by clicking in the Run Kit button. As you can see, the code is the same as we wrote on the front-end app, so you can have the same experience of both client and server sides.